Fan, right?
I got the toast touch that
Go back again.
You're gonna sit on that?
Yeah. Organizing me do it. I can do that.
Yeah, I want to get this girl
You
through.
go past, I go past, and we go in here.
Musical chairs.
Thank you, Tim. There we are.
Is she all right there? Yeah, she wants to sit on her own chair. Wow. John, put your feet in. Take me right over there.
It's interesting that we have a house manager. Grace looks after all the seating, make sure everybody gets a seat. We have a lady who does the sound check. That would be my wife, who comes over and hits the guitar. Make sure it all works. That's good.
Right up there.
Murray's here. He's not playing cards today. Vive la Canadienne, voile mon col vole. Vive la Canadienne, et c'est joli je do. Et c'est joli je do, et c'est joli je do. Et c'est joli je do. Et c'est joli je do. Vive la Canadienne, et c'est joli je do. I'm going to do that one more time now that I have your undivided attention. Notice I spoke that in English, so I don't want to confuse anybody. That was English. No, the song was in French. Vive la Canadienne, vole mon cœur vole. Vive la Canadienne, et c'est joli je do. 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 Vive la Canadienne, et c'est joli je do. That was nice for Canadian ladies. So, a lot of these songs, a number of these songs are canoeing songs. And the canoe was really the Mack truck, and the rivers were the highways at a certain period in Canadian history. And the guys who could sing, all the freight canoes had a lead singer. And the singer got paid more than the paddlers. And he would lead the singing, and they would all be call and response. So you folks can all pretend that you're in the canoe, and I'll sing the line, and then you basically echo it. So it goes like this. And a lot of these songs we grew up with. En roulant ma boule roulant, en roulant ma boule. And then you guys sing the same thing. En roulant ma boule roulant, en roulant ma boule. And then the story is told. And I sing the storyline, and you sing En roulant ma boule. Derrière chez nous, y a un étang, en roulant ma boule. Derrière chez nous, y a un étang, en roulant ma boule. Now you gotta figure this out. Trois beaux canards, trois beaux canards s'en vont baignant, roulant ma boule roulant. En roulant ma boule roulant, en roulant ma boule, en roulant ma boule roulant, en roulant ma boule. And this is a story about a wealthy, spoiled brat with a gun, member of royalty. You can imagine your own member of royalty who goes out with a gun and shoots the wrong duck. Trois beaux canards s'en vont baignant, en roulant ma boule. Trois beaux canards s'en vont baignant, en roulant ma boule. Le fils du roi s'en va chez son roulant ma boule roulant. En roulant ma boule roulant. roulant, en roulant ma boule, en roulant ma boule roulant, en roulant ma boule. Avec son grand fusil d'argent, en roulant ma boule, avec son grand fusil d'argent, en roulant ma boule, visa le noir, tout à le blanc, roulant ma boule roulant, en roulant ma boule roulant, en roulant ma boule, en roulant ma boule roulant, en roulant ma boule. I'm just trying to. These songs go on forever. I'm just trying to choose which verses to sing. Okay. He's aiming at the black duck, but he kills the white one. Visage le noir, tout à le blanc, en roulant ma boule. Visage le noir, tout à le blanc, en roulant ma boule. Ô fils de roi, tu es méchant, roulant ma boule roulant. En roulant ma boule roulant, en roulant ma boule, en roulant ma boule roulant, en roulant ma boule. Good canoeing, by the way. Good paddling. We have in English Canada, we have Four Strong Winds, which is an anthem. In French Canada, it's this song by Gilles Vigneault. Mon pays, ce n'est pas un pays, c'est l'hiver. Mon jardin, ce n'est pas un jardin, c'est la plaine. Mon chemin, ce n'est pas un chemin, c'est la neige. Mon pays, ce n'est pas un pays, c'est l'hiver. My country is not a country, it is winter. Mon pays, ce n'est pas un pays, c'est l'hiver. Mon refrain, ce n'est pas un refrain, c'est Raphaël. Ma maison, ce n'est pas ma maison, c'est froid dur. And you can sing the line. Mon pays, ce n'est pas un pays, c'est l'hiver. I'm going to sing the first part, and you can sing the first and fourth line, which is Mon pays, ce n'est pas un pays, c'est l'hiver. Mon pays, ce n'est pas un pays, c'est l'hiver. Mon jardin, ce n'est pas un jardin, c'est la plaine. Mon chemin, ce n'est pas un chemin, c'est la neige. Mon pays, ce n'est pas un pays, c'est l'hiver. And that's that. This is a bilingual song. The only phrase that might throw you a little bit, it's a boy and a girl, obviously, these songs, a boy and a girl. But the girl was la fille d'un avocat. A lawyer's daughter. So, I went to the market, mon petit panier sous mon bras. I went to the market, mon petit panier sous mon bras. The first girl I met, she was la fille d'un avocat. I love you, vous m'entendez, girl, I love you, vous m'entendez pas, I love you. Vous m'entendez, girl, I love you. Vous m'entendez pas, I love you, you never listen to me. That's what's going on there. She said, what have you got dans ce beau petit panier-là? She said, what have you got dans ce beau petit panier-là? Well, I've got some apples, n'en achèteriez-vous pas? I love you. Vous m'entendez, girl, I love you. Vous m'entendez, girl, I love you. Vous m'entendez pas? Oh, this is the lady speaking. Oh, give me 2 dozen and Papa will pay you. Aha. Oh, give me 2 dozen, pile bonhomme te paiera ça. Oh, give me 2 dozen, pile bonhomme te paiera ça. I gave her 2 dozen, mais le bonhomme m'y payait pas. I love you. Vous m'entendez, girl, I love you. Vous m'entendez pas? I love you. Vous m'entendez, girl, I love you. Vous m'entendez pas? I gave her 2 dozen, mais le bonhomme m'y payait pas. I gave her 2 dozen, mais le bonhomme m'y payait pas. Such is the business avec la fille d'un avocat. Don't do business with the daughter of a lawyer. I love you. Vous m'entendez, girl, I love you. Vous m'entendez pas? I love you. Vous m'entendez, girl, I love you. Vous m'entendez pas? Another lovely song about a romance between a boy and a girl and an interfering father who's worried about the relationship between the boy and the girl, so sends her away by ship, where she meets a young sailor who wants to, well, who feels romantically inclined towards this young lady. And she's going to get into a lot of trouble with her father no matter what she does. So this is the... Mon père n'avait fille que moi, canot d'Écosse qui vole, encore sur la mer il m'envoie, canot d'Écosse qui volera. And the line canot d'Écosse qui vole keeps repeating itself. So there's a line of the story, and then there's this repetitive chorus line. Le marinier qui m'y canot d'Écosse qui vole, il devint amoureux de moi, canot d'Écosse qui volera. À chaque mot qui m'y menait, canot d'Écosse qui vole, disait ma fille, embrasse-moi, canot d'Écosse qui volera. Ne dis, monsieur, je n'oserai, canot d'Écosse qui vole, car si mon papa le savait, canot d'Écosse qui volera. Car si mon papa le savait, canot d'Écosse qui vole, fille battue, ce serait moi, canot d'Écosse qui volera. From the lumber camps. They didn't have guitars, they had fiddles though. Voici l'hiver arrivé, les rivières sont gelées, c'est le temps d'aller au bois, Manger de l'art et des pois dans les chantiers, nous y vénérons. Dans les chantiers, nous y vénérons. Chantier, aha, lumber camp. Chantier rather than chante. Chante is sing, chantier is the lumber camp. Manger de lard et des pois. What does that mean? Eat
peas and then lard is
pork and beans. I'm going to sing it again. You'll understand a bit more of it. Voici l'hiver arrivé, les rivières sont gelées, c'est le temps d'aller au bois, manger de lard et des pois. Dans les chantiers nous y vénérons, dans les chantiers nous y vénérons. So spend the time in the lumber camp. Okay. And that's by way of leading into this. Every fall in English Canada and French Canada, the harvest is in, so they would leave their farms and go upriver to spend the winter cutting trees. And in the spring, giant rafts of logs would be floated down the river with the current to the mills. And most of the mills, or a lot of the mills, were on the Ottawa River and the St. Lawrence River. So, laïus qui sont tous les raftsmen, laïus qui sont tous les raftsmen dans les chantiers, ils sont montés, bing shilling, bang shilling, laissez passer les raftsmen, bing shilling, bing bang. And on their way upriver, this is going to the lumber camp, on their way upriver against the current, they would have to stop and pick up their provisions. So tell me where they stopped. Et par by town ils ont passé, et par by town ils ont passé, avec le provision d'acheter, bing shilling, bang shilling, laissez passer les raftsmen, bing shilling, bing bang. So where did they go to get their provisions? To the Loblaws store in Ottawa. In Ottawa. Then it was called Bytown. And this is what they like to eat. We've already been through that. Des pork and beans, ils ont mangé. Des pork and beans, ils ont mangé. Pour les estomacs restaurés. Bing shilling, bang shilling. Laissez passer les raftsmen. Bing shilling, bing bang. And when then they bring the logs downriver and they put them in big rafts. And some of the pictures, some of the paintings of timber rafts are really quite spectacular. There's one on the poster that I made, the timber raft, and you look at the size of the timber raft. They cook their meals and they live on the raft. Quand le chantier fut terminé, quand le chantier fut terminé, chacun chez eux s'en retourné, bing shilling, bang shilling, laissez passer les raftsmen, bing shilling, bing bang. And when they get home, they greet their wives and their girlfriends. Les femmes houblons ont embrassé, les femmes houblons ont embrassé, tout très content de se retrouver. Bing shilling, bang shilling, laissez passer les raftsmen. Bing shilling, bing bang. And of course, bing shilling, bing bang. You're meant to hear the sound of the axes. Bing shilling, bang shilling. I think I learned this next song maybe when I was in high school. I started singing folk songs. Of course, when I was in high school, it was the era of the Kingston Trio. And the Kingston Trio,
He had hair.
and some of you already know the answer because we had this test a couple of Sundays ago. The Kingston Trio started it all. What, and you know, a bunch of us, every high school in London, Ontario, where I grew up, every high school had a folk group, at least one folk group. And the song, really, the Kingston Trio and the song that started this whole business of folk music, popularizing folk music, was How Soon You Forget. Hang down your head, Tom. There you go. We're not going to do that today because we're doing French songs. But we've done Tom Dooley before. But that was a song. And so, what led me onto this? Well, anyway, we had a folk group in high school, and we decided that we would learn this particularly poignant song about French Canada, and of course the rebellion of
1837.
Thank you, 1837. No, I almost did it. I tend to get wrapped up in this and forget to put on the cape. This has to be up a tone. Do you recognize it?
When you raise your barrels, no.
You're close.
Un Canadien héros.
Un Canadien errant.
And Kennedy, oh yes.
He has to leave home because he was a rebel. Okay, so the authorities are looking for him. Un Canadien errant, banni de ses foyers. Un Canadien errant, banni de ses foyers, accourait en pleurant des pays étrangers, accourait en pleurant des pays étrangers. And the pays étranger was in most cases the United States. Un jour triste et pensif, assis au bord des flots. Un jour triste et pensif, assis au bord des flots. Au courant fugitif, il adressa ces mots. Au courant fugitif, il adressa ces mots. Si tu vois mon pays malheureux, si tu vois mon pays malheureux, va dire à mes amis que je me souviens d'eux. Va dire à mes amis que je me souviens d'eux. Au jour si plein d'art, vous êtes disparus. Au jours si pleins de pas, vous êtes disparus, et ma patrie est là, je me verrai plus, et ma patrie est là, je me verrai plus. Non, mais en expirant, oh mon cher Canada, non, mais en expirant, oh mon cher Canada, mon regard languissant vers toi se portera. Mon regard languissant vers toi se portera. I knew a man who one Sunday, one beautiful spring morning, decided he would not go to church because the sap was running. Instead of church, he would go into the woods behind his farm and make maple syrup. There was a merchant in Quebec City who would buy all that he could make. At the cabane à sucre, he lit a fire under the big kettle and set off to collect sap from the pails. He could hear the church bells in the town calling his neighbors to the mass. The sap in the first pail looked dark and dirty. Rust in the can, he thought to himself. Poured some onto the snow. Where it fell, it made a red pool, like a pool of blood. The next tree was the same, and the next, and the next, pails of red sap. The sun was up and the sap was running. He looked in horror as great red drops dripped from the trees. He began to tremble. His body began to ache. He went to his house and took to his bed. And when the sap stopped running, his heart stopped beating. Every spring, the ground in the sugar bush turns pink and purple. The cabane à sucre lies in ruins. And to this day, no one has taken sap from those trees. That's your first Halloween story. That's a typical religious moral tale from French Canada. There are others, which I may get to at some point. Anyway, it's kind of cool when, I've done this in front of kids many times, but in the auditorium, the lights are all down. There's a little fire or a little light shining up in my face. It looks like a campfire, so very spooky. This isn't spooky, but it's the best we can do right now. So, how am I doing for time? Oh, time's up, but that's okay. Oh yeah, this is okay. I got another. Chevalier de la table ronde, voici le vin est bon. Chevalier de la table ronde, voici le vin est bon. Allons voir, oui, 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 allons voir, non, 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 allons voir, si le vin est bon. Allons voir, oui, 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 allons voir, non, 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 allons voir, si le vin est bon. And that's got a very simple chorus. So you want to sing, allons voir, oui, 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 allons voir, non, non, non. And of course, If you shout, oui, 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 or no, 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 that makes it even better.
Okay, there we go.
Chamboire sang, I think 6 or 7. Absolutely. If you know it, sing it. Chamboire sang to si bouteille, la femme sur les genoux. Chamboire sang to si bouteille, la femme sur les genoux. La femme, oui, 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 la femme, non, 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 la femme sur les genoux. La femme, oui, 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 la femme, non, 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 la femme sur les genoux. Okay, that's enough of that one. I'm going to put this down now because I don't need it for a minute. William Henry Drummond. Nowadays, a very politically incorrect poet, but very delightful stories. There's a whole book of wonderful. Do you remember the hockey player that he wrote the poem about? I knew a man who knew a man who knew him very well. This is about one of the hockey legends of French Canada. But anyway, that's not the one I'm doing. This is called The Stovepipe Hole. And for those of you who don't know, in the old farmhouses, they had a wood stove. You did the cooking. But in the summer, there was a summer kitchen. So the wood stove, the whole wood stove, and the stovepipe, that's the critical element here, the stovepipe. The whole stove and the stovepipe were taken into the summer kitchen, which was outside of the, still at part of the house, but on an extension that was outside of the main building. So there was a hole in the floor. Sometimes there was something put over it, sometimes not. So this is William Henry Drummond's poem in what I call Fringlish, called The Stovepipe Hole. That's very cold and stormy night on Village Saint-Mathieu, when everyone they go couché, and dog was quiet too. Young Dominique, he started him out go see Emmeline Gourdon. She was living on her father's place. That's old Maxime le Forgeron. Poor Dominique, he's like that girl and love her most of the time. And she was make the big promise, you someday she be his femme. But she have the worst old father that's never on the world. Was swear unless he's rich like diable, rich like the devil, diable, no fellers get his girl. He's making plenty fuss about his daughter Emmeline. That's maybe nice girl too, but then, mon Dieu, she's not the queen. And when the young man's come around for sparking on the door and hear the old man swear, bapteme, he's never come no more. Young Dominique, he's same as the rest, was scared for old Maxime. He do like risk himself too much for chance of seeing him. So only stormy night he comes, so dark you cannot see. And that's the reason why also he's climbed the gallery. The girl, she's waiting there for him, don't care about the rain. So glad to see young Dominique, he's coming back again. They both forget old Maxime and make the embrasse. And after that, it was finished that, poor Dominique, he say, goodbye, dear Emmeline, goodbye. I'm going very soon. For you, I got no better chance than feller on the moon. It's all the fault your father, too, that I be go away. He's got no use for me at all. I see that every day. He's never met me on the road, but he says, ça plaît. And if he catch me on the house, I'm afraid he's killing me. So I must leave old Saint-Mathieu for work in another place. Until I make the big fortune, you never see my face. Then Emmeline say, Dominique, my love, you'll always be. And if you kiss me 2-3 times, I'll not tell nobody. But prenez garde, my father, please, I know he's getting old. All same, he often walked the house upon the stocking sole. Goodbye, goodbye, cher Dominique. I know you will be true. I don't want no rich fellow me. My heart she go with you. That's very quick. He kiss her then before the father come, but don't get too much plaisir. So afraid of the old bonhomme. Well, just about they're halfway through with all that love business, Emmeline say, Dominique, what for are you scared like all the rest? Don't see myself much danger now. The old man come around. When a minute after that, there's noise like house she's fallen down. Then Emmeline she holler, fire, will no one come for me? And Dominique he jumps so high near bust the gallery. Help, help, right off. Somebody shout, I'm killing on my place. It's all the fault my daughter too. That girl, she my disgrace. He's kept it up long time like that, but not hard telling now what's all the noise upon the house. Who's kicking up the row? It seemed bonhomme was sneak around upon the stocking sole, and first thing then the old man walked right through the stovepipe hole. When Dominique he see him there with one leg hang below, another leg straight out above, he's glad for catching so. The old man can't do nothing then but swear and ask for why nobody take him out that hole before he's gonna die. Then Dominique he spoke like this. Mon cher Monsieur Goudon, I'm not rich city fellow me, I'm only habitant. But I was love more I can tell your daughter Emmeline. And if I marry on that girl, b'gosh, she's like the queen. I want you make the promise now before it's come too late. And I must tell you this also, there's not much time for wait. Your foot, she's hanging down so low, I'm afraid she catch the cold. Well, if you give me Emmeline, I pull you out the hole. That make the old man swear more hard. He never swore before, and with the foot he's got above, he's kicking on the floor. No, he says, Sacré tonnerre, she never marry you. And if you don't look out, you get the jail on Saint-Mathieu. Correct, young Dominique, he say. Maybe jail's tight place, but you got one small corner too. I see it on the face. So if you don't give the girl on one poor habitant, that's myself. I say, bonsoir, mon cher Monsieur Godon. Come back, Maxime, he shout. I promise you the girl, I never see you like you, no, never in the world. It's not a nice trick you want to play on man that's getting old. But do just what you like, so long you pull me out the hole. Hurrah, hurrah, then Dominique, he's pull him out the hole, tout sweet. And Emmeline, she's helping too for place him on the feet. And after that, the old man tacked the young peep down the stair, where he's go coucher right off, and they go in the parlour. Next Sunday morning, they was called by Monsieur le Curé, get married soon, and old Maxime give Emmeline away. Then after that, they settle down like habitants is due, and have the most fine family on Village Saint-Mathieu. Politically incorrect as it is, it's a delightful story. I'm going to do two more. That's about right. Two songs with the same storyline, but anyway, you've already heard this storyline in a different song. Derrière chez nous, y a tenez-ton, derrière chez nous, y a tenez-ton, trois beaux canards s'en vont bagnant, V'là le bonbon, v'là le jolly bon, v'là le bonbon, mamie m'appelle. V'là le bonbon, v'là le jolly bon, v'là le bonbon, mamie m'attend. Trois beaux canards s'en vont bagnon, trois beaux canards s'en vont bagnon. Le fils de roi s'en va chassant. V'là le bonbon, v'là le jolly bon, v'là le bonbon, mamie m'appelle. V'là le bonbon, v'là le jolly bon, v'là le bonbon, mamie m'attend. V'là le bonbon, v'là le jolly bon, v'là le bonbon, mamie m'appelle. V'là le bonbon, v'là le jolly bon, v'là le bonbon, mamie m'attend. I shortened that considerably. I'm running out of time. This is one with song that you're all, I'm sure you're all, with which you are all familiar. Recognize it? Sure you do. À la claire fontaine, mon allant promener, j'ai trouvé l'eau si belle que je m'y suis baigné. Il y a longtemps que je t'aime, jamais je ne t'oublierai. Sous les feuilles de chêne, je me suis fait sécher. Sur la plus haute branche, le rossignol chantait. Il y a longtemps que je t'aime, jamais je ne t'oublierai. Chante, rossignol, chante, toi qui as le cœur gai, tu as le cœur à rire, mais moi je les ai pleurés. Il y a longtemps que je t'aime, jamais je ne t'oublierai. That's it for me. Thanks for coming. I don't know what we're going to do next week. Stay tuned.
Thanks for singing.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for the workout. Thanks for the workout.
Must be quite a workout
Now, those of you, 15 minutes, 15 minutes before 3:30 church for the who are going.
Kun je dat verhaal volgen van degene die niet naar de mast gegaan? Hij was naar die bos gegaan en mee op de top.
I'm French, and I recognize a lot of
Good, and I hope you were singing proper French instead of mine. People would come up to me after something like this and start speaking to me in French.
I do know French. I know French.
Oh, nice. I guess, well, nice that I didn't have to go through that. But I'm sure that the education was thorough. Is Turcotte. Oh, like the jockey.